Our special guest tonight is the owner and founder of the Aurora School of Music. Her name is Vera Holczer. Let's give her a round of applause. Vera, you want to have a seat here? I'll ask you a couple quick questions, okay?
All right. I don't fall off.
So, Vera, I haven't known you very long yet. I'm fairly new to Aurora. I look forward to knowing you more in the future. I notice you have an accent. Where are you from?
I'm from Hungary, from Budapest, capital.
You were born there?
I was born, raised, and I came to the United States when I was 19 years old. Young and a lot of energy and a lot of passion, and I was looking for a lot of adventure.
I think you're still young, and
Okay,
it seems like you still got a lot of passion and energy. Have you ever been back to Hungary?
I went back to Hungary after 10 years of being here, and it was an incredible experience.
Was it music that took you back there?
Well, not really. Yes and no. It was actually getting back with my friends. I went to a very special conservatory in high school. Most of my friends who graduated from there, they're on top orchestras all over the world. So it was great to get acquainted with them because since then, I don't know if you heard of the Ewald Brass Quintet, they came to perform in Carnegie Hall and then they came to the Aurora School they got there.
That's pretty much the top of the top, the creme de la creme in Carnegie Hall.
You got it.
Yeah. So you and I, we're both teachers. I've been teaching about 6 or 7 years now, and I'm totally self-taught performer and a self-taught teacher. So I was never fortunate enough to have anybody walk me through any of the steps. But can you tell us a little bit how you learned to play and who your mentor was, and maybe you borrow off of their teaching style the way that you teach?
Yeah, that's a very, very good question because there's several different schooling in any kind of instrument that you take. Whether it's piano, it's violin. Violin and piano, for example, they're very distinct schools from East Europeans, for example, Russia. There's a very strong Moscow school of piano teaching and perception of the instrument. So what happens to you as a young child, especially growing up in Budapest, you have the choice of following that specific teacher that you want to study. And actually, for a specific teacher, I left my home. There was a Russian guy from St. Petersburg, Russia, and I ended up in Los Angeles.
You followed him?
Yeah.
Basically, yeah.
I followed him because you want to sound like that guy we like, or the girl. Doesn't matter if it's a woman or a man, obviously. But you know, it's kind of going to be like your mentor who you want to have their secrets, right? So you give up anything and you sacrifice a lot of things. I didn't speak English, by the way. I didn't speak. I basically very good. And then I followed someone else here in Cleveland for my graduate studies, Sergei Babayan. He's pretty known, actually. He's from Armenia.
His name again, could you say?
Sergei Babayan. And then I also studied with Olga Radosavljevic. She's from Yugoslavia. So what happens is these specific teachers that you know you're going to get the best out of, and why, you already go with the mind of you want to sound like them, so you want to get their secret. You know, that's how it works. So when you have that high standards for yourself, you're able to give that to the kids. And I really truly believe that just because someone is 3-year-old, they don't have to listen to Twinkle Band, you know? Twinkle Twinkle has to be the same quality teaching as Chopin Ballade, you know? So what happens is, in Aurora School of Music that I'm sure you're going to get into, our teaching is definitely different in a sense that we treat any beginner that the basic thing is, yes, they have to look at they can get the right basics and good sound and intonation in terms of violin or anything, but their artistic level and expression and musical communication is going to be in the highest right away.
That's great. From what I've seen of the Aurora School of Music thus far, it's a beautiful place with beautiful instruments, and you seem to keep very high standards there. Now, I teach in Seoul, and I have 52 students right now that I teach, and people think that's a lot, but I found out that at one point in your teaching, you had over 100 students per week that you would teach individually yourself.
Right.
100 students.
Yeah.
How did you do that?
Ask Steve, he saw me. Well, we were, I was also in Seoul in my house, and it grew within a year that week. Within a year, I found a very great cycle of a period that kids do very well. So 12 weeks is a magic number to do concerts. And very strong in seventh floor.
Mm-hmm.
And then we were renting, right here, second floor.
That's where I live. I live
No,
where you started your school. That's where I live.
I got it. I'm.
Yeah, I'll have to show. I'll take you to
Check
it.
it out.
But okay, so last question. What was your favorite musical moment that you've experienced thus far in your young career?
When I was a child, when I was young, well, there's a lot of favorite ones. One was when I was 15, not 15 yet, but I won the Budapest competition, young competition. And I never thought I would. And then they called my name and I was like, wow. So and then the experience to go to national competition in Hungary and be around and get prizes, you know. And then when I was in Los Angeles, it was very interesting because I get to perform more than most people. Obviously, I was going after my dream and organizing things and not waiting to practice or be out there, you know. So I get to play the orchestra several times a year with different conductors. And that was great. And then the other experience was when I came here and started doing radio broadcasts with kids and myself and live on the radio and have programs together and seeing. Right now, my biggest rewarding experience is seeing the kids grow from nothing to performers going through choir, you know, doing orchestra symphony, getting into colleges with scholarships.
Did you say Koyo, the Cleveland Orchestra?
Youth Symphony.
Okay.
Yeah, we have cornets, a lot of cornet players, and then several violinists who are applying to the and they're just 12 and 13. We just started our spring quartet program, Havani Spring Quartet. I don't know if you know about them. Their residents at CIM, they have visited us yesterday all day long, and everybody's on fire since then.
Great. You will be the second classical pianist to perform on these Glokeys ever. I don't really consider myself a classical pianist. The other one was Anthony Smetona, who you've heard of.
Yes.
And I'm absolutely looking forward to this performance. So without any further ado, Vera Holczer on the piano. And you can tell us what you're going to play. The mic will be right here, okay?